Hey, now do you see me?
Yeah, cool.
Oh, cool.
Hi guys. Okay, so do you hear me?
We do. Yeah, we here
Nice,
And see you
we
moving.
do.
Pretty cool.
nice, perfect.
Let's just wait for a few more people to show up.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello,
hello.
hello. How are we all?
Goodly doodly. Just waiting for some more folks. Where's Mita? Where's Alex? Where's Pavel? Hold on, let me DM a few people. Sorry for the delay, folks. Just need a couple more people to come. Hang on. Almost there. Sorry for the delay. All right, looks like we're going to be without technical updates today. Mita just explained that he's not going to be here, so I think we'll start without him, which will actually shorten the call, so make it a little quicker, which I think is fine. All right, so hi everybody, welcome to Everscale Community Call number 94. Besides the usual that we have, which would have been technical updates, and also we're certainly going to have Ben Spitz. We have some really interesting stuff today. So we have Metaverse project that we're going to talk about. We have two brand new Everscale startup competition winners that are joining us to talk about their projects, and both are really, really interesting. Yeah, so I guess let's go ahead and get started. Now, normally we start the call, like I said, with an introduction to the latest technical updates, but I just got word from Mita that there are none. So we're going to hop right in and start maybe with, let's call it a sociocultural experiment that's being created by a gentleman that goes simply by the name of Dadar. Dadar is an independent metaverse designer, an artist, and he's working alongside both Everscale and Freeland. I think we all remember Freeland. I know a lot of people have been asking questions, what's up with them? We're going to find out now. And they're going to create the first Metaverse Metastate MVP on our blockchain. So Dadar, if you're ready, you can start us off. Please go ahead.
Nice. So thank you for having me. And this sociocultural experiment is not mine. It's Freeland's. One moment. So yeah. Do you see my screen?
We most certainly do.
Yes, perfect. So this is not my project. This project was found by creators of Mr.Freeman. So if you heard about Freeland, you must already knew about Mr.Freeman and all those episodes. And if you want to understand the mind behind Freeland, you must see all those videos about our modern way of life. And since 2018, I tried to build a game, a platform, so we can build the real Freeland, as it was said in the episode 7. It doesn't exist in English, but you can watch it on a Russian channel with subs. And this is where Mr.Freeman says that he gave us a hint to build a new world, and this hint is a game, as he said this way. Yeah. So, and for me, it was so obvious that we need to gamify the governance, because I'm working as a designer since 2012. And I already worked for some startups, and I know how the gamification of companies work. And I think we can gamify the governance. And Freeland is this. It's something where we can merge the metaverse, games, DAO, and all this new kind of stuff on different blockchain. And this is why I started to build it for them. I tried to build some stuff on top of Unreal engine, but it was quite difficult because it wasn't well adapted for a web. So I tried to search other stuff, other plugins that I can use to build this, and this is where I run into Ready Player Me. And this is a project that exists since last year, I guess, and this is something that we in the Web3 we want to see. This is where everyone can build can make their own avatar. Thanks to face recognition, you can make a photo of yourself and upload into that, and after that this platform can make you your own avatar, and even you can build your own, and so you can see this way all my other avatars. And when I found that, I thought that it was a revolution. Because everyone can build their own identity and explore other worlds, and you can discover all apps like VRChat, Live. All those projects are working well. The avatar that you see right now here, I use it. I made it with Ready Player Me and connected it with Animaze. So actually, it plugged it to OBS, and this is all that you see right now. This is thanks to Ready Player Me and Animaze, and this is where I discovered Mona. And Mona, this is for me is a real revolution in metaverses, because this is the place where everyone who know how to use Unity can build his own space. And since the beginning of this year, they started an event called the Renaissance of the Metaverse. Just let me show you that. So yeah, that was an event that started in 1st January and finished at the end of the month. And many designers, so am I, was used their platform to build our own metaverse. So there is all kind of metaverse that you can explore. Just click on it, and you're welcome on that. So there is no sound. This is a metaverse built by I didn't. One second. There's just many. There, yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. So you can explore any of them, and so there is my tests. I tried to build a Freeland on top, an MVP of Freeland, something that can actually work as a Freeland, and the results was pretty good. So here we are. This is I call it that Freeman gallery. Yep. So in all the stuff are interactive. I can talk to Mr. Freeman if it will work. Yeah, I can talk to him, and he will. I can go to his channel thanks to the link. All the stuff we call it artifacts, and they are working as hyperlinks in standard web. So any image I can attach it to an NFT, and people can just buy it. And when you buy any of NFTs from Freeland, all this money will go to build the Freeland. And today you can actually own your own passport and print them. If you go to this link here, you can buy the Freeland passport, and after that you can just fulfill how to say, fulfill a formula to ask for printing of your passport, and the NFT that you have will be burnt, and you will receive another NFT. Also the digital version of your passport, and all of those metaverse can be accessed with a special token. So I can make this world accessible only for those who have the passport of Freeland. And it was just an experiment. So for those who are already bought their passport on Everscale, they will also have access to it. But actually, there is not enough people to do that. There is only the Grand Bazaar team who are on it, so you can buy the passport on Everscale on Grand Bazaar, but actually it's pretty difficult to exchange your this Everscale token and to ask the printing. And actually the developers from Everscale are talking with developers from Mona to make bridge. So this is something that already on Rails. Yeah, this was just a test for me. And when I saw that it works, I tried to make other stuff like my own metaverse for me. And this is also another experiment. I call it the International Metastation, like the International Cosmos Station, ISS. And here I just log in first moment, yeah. So in here we are, we can see all those projects that I support, that I think they can change the world. And if we connect all of them each other, we can do something more than just money. And so you can here see a Grand Bazaar or other chess NFT, like a partner of X Labs or EverX Labs. Yeah, this is how we call it. Yeah.
EverX.
EverX.
It's just EverX.
Yeah. Okay. EverX. Nice. Okay. So this is you can access to all those sites from this metaverse. So there is Ton Labs, or I will rename it to EverX. So this is how it works.
It's frigging cool as hell. It's awesome.
Yeah, this is the missed part of a metaverse, because everyone, when somebody talk about metaverse, they talk about Meta, about Facebook, about all those big companies. But we need to understand that metaverse will, how to say, it's possessed by people who build it. So if you let those big company build their metaverse, you will be centralized. You will not be able to guard your identity for you. But Mona, this is an alternative that we need to ape on. It's hosted with IPFS, so I can mint this metaverse, and all those information, all those images are actually already on IPFS, and all those textures also they are already on IPFS, and in theory nobody can destroy it or censor it. The only problem here is just that it's hosted by Mona Gallery itself, and if somebody wants to attack by DDoS the Mona Gallery, it will not be accessed, and this is something on what they are already working. And I think every blockchain, every blockchain must start to build something like this. And the beauty of Monaverse is that it is interoperable. So I can build this metaverse, and those orbs that you see, this is actually portals. And if somebody already minted his metaverse on the blockchain, I can access it through that. I didn't mint my metaverse for now, because I had some issues that I actually repairing. But I think this in the end of this week I will mint that, and I will be able to connect this metaverse to others. And I connected this metaverse to another Genesis gallery. This is a gallery of Mona. This is not that I built. It was built by the team itself at the beginning. Actually, I can't return because they're not connected that for the moment. But I can visit another metaverse, and this is how we can build worlds infinitely and without borders. So this is it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Mic drop. You did. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. And of course, we immediately have questions. Joanne, I thought you had one.
I did have a question, but he ended up answering it.
Okay.
When I was reading. But I'm also curious, because I checked out the Mona, and it's based on Ethereum, and so how can we use Evers in this if we're using their servers and their technology?
Yeah, and just, so the team of Grand Bazaar are already talking with Mona, so they can build a bridge. But in the core of Mona, if you go to their sites about, they talk that they try to build a blockchain agnostic metaverse. So they done it on top of Ethereum just because it is something that is used everywhere. And actually, I can mean on Ethereum or on a Polygon at this moment. So I hope the Grand Bazaar team and team from Mona will do their best to build the connection to Everscale.
It's really fantastic. I love this so much. So if everybody has a passport, we could just come in and kind of contribute to our metaverse.
Yeah, if you buy the freelance passport, you contribute to building a Freeland metaverse and all those metaverse that will be connected to Freeland. Because the core idea of Freeland is that anyone can build his own world, and the passport must give the users their own possibility to vote and make. Rules between each other, and this is why we also try to we will work with another startup that called Your Justice. They trying to build also a thing with Liberland, but this is actually a social network where everyone can build their own jurisdiction, and this is something that we can implement into the passport and then implement onto metaverses and try to make MVPs of a new society.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
absolutely. Ivan, question.
Yeah, a few questions. The first is how much of your real body is in the field of view of your camera? Because we see that you're like may make some gestures with your hands. So does it mean that you have all your body in field of view in the camera?
Actually, no, I'm not that rich to buy Xsense. Xsense, it's a full body tracker that costs $3,000 or $4,000. I don't have enough money for that, but I got enough money to buy an iPhone X with face tracking to be able to use the IR kit, and hand tracker called Motion Leap that I bought for $100, and I just connected all this stuff into the Animaze, and then this is how I can move my body.
Okay, so you're connecting your device to some existing software, right?
Yep.
Yeah, great. Just wondering how did you make these gestures, and then you connect this all to OBS so that it displayed on your avatar, right?
Yeah. Just I
cool.
connected
Cool.
Animaze, and it's just sending data into OBS, and this is how I can. This is not the perfect tracker because, as you can see, when I try to move my arms out of range of my tracker, hands are just stretching up and doing weird stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And also you're sharing your screen. That is all made by OBS, so you don't really need to request to share your screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the second question is much like about project, about technological side. You mentioned IPFS, and I didn't really dive into the technology, but I heard that it's not really stable. It needs like you to maintain some node which will keep all of your data, and if you disable this node, all this data, there is some risk that all this data will be lost unless someone is requesting it over and over again. So it's like a torrent. Like if you remove your seed node, like your data is not available anymore, right?
Yes, this is because, and this is why there is other solution like Pinata. This is a solution for a PFS to pin different kind of data, and I forgot how it called. I already talked about that with one of developers from Mona, and he said that just I'll try to watch what he respond to me, and this is Horel. So yeah, I talked with him about that, and he said, yeah, NFT storage. They pin data through NFT storage, and if you go there, you can see how it works. And yeah, this is just another couple of code on top of IPFS. I can't say much about the technical aspect of that, because I'm much more like a designer.
Yeah,
Rather developer.
Understood. And maybe you know how much it costs to, for example, to store 1 megabyte, like for some free or not, basically.
I can't say. It must be free. I know that in Pinata there is pricing tags, but there is a freemium version, and yeah, yeah, I can't say much more about that. Just all I know is that it's all this stuff is done by Protocol Labs, and this is if you want to know more, you just kind of go to their Git and watch how it's done.
Okay, got it. I just trying to like find some points on how can we, with our technology, with our like plans to create like forever storage called like DriveChain, if I'm not mistaken, how can we jump in to metaverse stuff with that? Like, because it seems to me that DriveChain can be a forever storage for all of the metaverse content.
Yeah, this is I guess this is a good question, and this is why there was some issues with synchronization between avatars in monaverses, but for now it kind of works. So you can host your own metaverse and call your friends to talk with them in it, and sometimes the synchronization of voice and placement of avatars isn't really accurate, but it works. So yeah, I can't say much more about that. But I hope we will just fix all issues that actually here.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We have a question from Ben. Ben, please.
Yeah, just 2 quick questions for you. But first one, is all this compatible with VR? Did I see on there?
Yeah, it will. Actually, it's compatible only with a desktop browser. The second step will be the mobile devices, because much more people have a mobile rather than VR headset. But yeah, they telling us that it will be done. But first thing first.
Yeah, of course. And second question for you, can you do the Macarena for us with your avatar?
It depends. He doesn't really nicely synchronized with my head, but I hope in the future I will try to dance in the most accurate way I can.
There you go. Challenge accepted then. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Great stuff.
Thank you very much. Darkwing, go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick question. Amazing presentation. Just want to ask, does the engine of this project have some SDK or methods or the ability to integrate, for example, payment in Evers or something like this, buying in Evers? and so on.
At this time, you got the documentation of how we build Mona on this the docs.mona.gallery. But forever, this is why I called Grand Bazaar to reach Mona's developers to develop this possibility. But at this time, all we can do is that I already implemented that in Freeman's gallery. If we go to the center, right here, so I can just tag. Voilà. So if I click on the MF coin, I will run to the flat cube, and this is where I can exchange my Ever. And for now, it works like that. But I hope in the near future we will be able to exchange directly into Metaverse between users.
Okay, great. Yes, I mean, maybe is there some documentation to develop some plugins, Metaverse? Like
yeah. For now, you have two sort of documentation. Is the documentation of Mona right there? You don't see it? Sorry, my screen is.
I opened it.
This, yeah. Sorry, this is just my screen is changing without my permission. So yeah, there is documentation right. Where is? So when you go to Mona, you can click this way, build a space, and this is where they talk about how to use their template. So there is a template of Unity. You just download it and try to make your own stuff inside. Or if you want to make exchanges directly between users, I think it's most interesting to reach Ready Player Me and so try to talk with them on Discord, and they have a documentation about support. This is I don't remember where it is, but they have a documentation docs. Yeah, this way Unity. Yeah, so there is all documentation that you can see. It works with Unity and Unreal, and I guess if you ask them, you can find how to implement maybe the Everscale wallet into the avatar interface.
Okay. Yep. Maybe there can be some GS scripts for Unity and integrate them in your Unity new world, and then maybe we can call them from your space. Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nadar, thank you so much for that presentation. I think we're all very, very impressed, and I think there's a lot that can be done with it. So listen, that was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. Okay, let's go to our next presentation. So we actually have two new Everscale startup competition winners with us. We had two last week. We're probably going to have a couple next week as well. But the two that we have today with us is PiggyFi and also DeMeterGift. So we'll start with PiggyFi. By the way, I absolutely love this name. Every time I say it, it just brings a smile to my face. So I'm going to read exactly what PiggyFi does. It allows people in Africa to borrow stable coins at zero interest and at a very low collateralization ratio. So here with us is, and forgive me if I mispronounce your name, is it Oluwafemi? Is that correct? Oluwafemi?
Oh, hi.
Hello?
Okay.
Go
ahead, Emmanuel.
Right. So we have Oluwafemi and we have Joseph Emmanuel. Gentlemen, welcome. Whoever wants to start first, please go ahead.
So Oluwafemi is not here at the moment, but will join as we proceed. But there is Paul Oladimeji on the call, so he would be the one to start the presentation.
By all means, please go ahead.
All right, great. Thanks for having us, Ron, and the rest of the team. So I'll just go ahead to share my screen where I go through where I go through basically what PiggyFi is and what we're building and what problems we're solving. So just to clarify, can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. All right, so what is PiggyFi? Basically, PiggyFi is an application or a platform that solves money problems for Africans. So what are these money problems we're talking about? So first of all, sending money within Africa is very difficult. Most of the current alternatives, which are the incumbents like SWIFT, Western Union, and MoneyGram, they're very slow and they take a long time for you to get your value. And they cost a lot of money and require a lot of documentation. A lot of the newer platforms are heavily linked to banks. So as a result, maybe if you want to send money to different African countries, you can only send within maybe Nigeria to Ghana, or a total of about 4 or 5 countries. And then because of this, a lot of Africans have resorted to, sending money using peer-to-peer channels. But most of these peer-to-peer channels have been very informal and offline. So that means they go meet, a money exchange dealer on the street, and then they hand him their currency. And then that dealer facilitates the exchange to a different country. So the problem with this is that it's very, it's prone to fraud. And then because you're dealing with someone who you don't know at all, there's a lot of security risks involved, and it also takes a very long time. The second problem that PiggyFi is solving relates to saving money within Africa. So in Africa, as I don't know if you guys are aware, but we have some of the highest inflation and devaluation rates in the world. As you can see in the chart below, you can see that Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and a few other countries have inflation rates as high as 17%. Zimbabwe, as you can see, has 107%. So as a result of this, a lot of people don't like saving in their local currencies. They prefer saving in a foreign currency, but there's very few applications that allow people solve these problems. So what PiggyFi has done is that we've built a convenient way for people to be able to save and send money within Africa. Just a brief about our solution. So what we do is that we use the blockchain to enable, first of all, easy and automated peer-to-peer transfers within and outside Africa. Secondly, saving in US dollars to protect against inflation and devaluation, as I explained. And then thirdly, the infrastructure that we're using to enable this, we're going to be releasing it as a suite of API and developer tools for businesses and other people who want to enable, crypto exchange or crypto to fiat exchange, to be able to use it to apply it within their websites, applications, and other platforms. Some of the people who need PiggyFi, as we showed here, like there's a lot of use cases where PiggyFi can be used, and all over Africa, a lot of people ask for these things. We actually, went across Twitter and then found a lot of people asking about, sending money, being able to, access money in different countries. But I don't want to waste time with that. So I'll just take you through some of the features of PiggyFi as well as our architecture. So PiggyFi has a peer-to-peer currency conversion for one. Apart from that, we also allow you save money in your local currency, which is US dollar, by facilitating it using cryptocurrencies such as CUSD, Celo Dollar, and BUSD, Binance USD. Then apart from that as well, you can also send money and receive money across Africa, from even outside Africa to within Africa. Then apart from this, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be releasing our API as a suite of developer tools. So let me quickly explain the technology and how that peer-to-peer system works. It's a bit complicated, but I'll just try to simplify it, and I'm sure everyone will be able to understand. So in the center of everything, basically, is our global P2P API. So what this P2P API does is that it enables people who want to exchange money to be able to access these funds through vendors. So vendors are individuals or businesses who provide liquidity to the platform. And liquidity in this sense is Celo dollar or BUSD. So in an instance where someone in America, let's say user A, wants to send money to user B, which is me in Nigeria, what user A does is that he funds his PiggyFi wallet with USD, for example, since is in the United States of America. And then PiggyFi smart contract then matches, or the PiggyFi API matches that user with a vendor who has BUSD. And then that vendor, after receiving the funds, that is the $100 that user A wants to send, that vendor's liquidity, which is logged on the P2P API platform, is then subtracted from using our PiggyFi smart contract. And then after it is subtracted, the value that the value that was subtracted from the vendor's amount, which is $100, is then reflected in user B's account. So this means that user A, the vendor who had provided liquidity on the platform, out of the liquidity that the vendor had provided, would be taking, say, 100 CUSD from that liquidity and then providing it to user B. So on user B's end, after he has received the funds, by the time he wants to exchange it for his local currency, which is Naira, he also looks for a different vendor who provides, this time around, Naira to BUSD exchange. And then this vendor is able to, we subtract the amount from that vendor and then provide the Naira equivalent to the user B in Nigeria. Don't worry, by the time we're explaining the demo, when we're giving the app demo, you'll be able to understand it a bit better. But basically, we are using liquidity providers to be able to provide, end-to-end exchange of currencies from one particular country to the other. I'm going to briefly go through the markets and then also some of the current competition in this space. So the market size, basically, we have $14 billion in intra-African remittances, as well as there's a huge number of mobile money users in Africa. Then some of the current competition, of course, as I mentioned earlier, we have the informal P2P channels that a lot of people use. This includes some of the bureau de changes and a system called the Hawala system. So the problem of this is that it is prone to fraud, as I said earlier, and then a lot of it is also very manual and is used for money laundering. Then other systems such as Western Union and Swift wire transfers are very slow, and they actually cost a lot of money. Some of the modern fintechs have tried to use crypto to solve this problem, but a lot of them still rely heavily on banks, while we rely on our P2P system. And this P2P system gives us certain advantages, such as being easier to scale and also being censorship proof. So because it's a decentralized system, the government or banks or other regulatory bodies can't easily shut it down, because they would have to, rely on the before they can shut it down, they would have to shut down, multiple nodes or multiple P2P accounts, which will prove to be very difficult. Then apart from this, we're also lowering the entry barrier to crypto, because people who use PiggyFi won't need to connect their wallets, except for the liquidity providers. If I want to send money to my brother in Kenya, I don't need to know how to use crypto at all. Our revenue model, basically, we're going to be charging on transfers and savings, as well as the API itself. And then we have a very comprehensive go-to-market strategy that involves social media marketing, email marketing, and also acquiring vendors through offline channels, which includes direct contacts and partnerships with Telegram groups, where there's a lot of, as I said earlier, this P2P exchange happens informally in very many channels offline. So what we're doing is that we're putting this onto the blockchain, and we're going to be taking some of those vendors who currently operate in Telegram groups and offline channels, and we're going to be putting them online through PiggyFi. Some of our milestones, we developed the initial proof of concept last year, and we've set up a core team, and we've won several hackathons with this idea, including Zend Hackathon. We currently have a partnership with Zend, which is a yield aggregator for DeFis in Nigeria or in all over Africa. Then apart from this, we also won Harmony Hackathon, as well as the African DeFi Prize of Cello. For this Q1, we're currently developing the alpha version of the PiggyFi platform, as well as the global peer-to-peer API, which is going to be released in Q1. Latest by the end of April, we should have something up and running. And during that time, we're going to be supporting currency conversions between Naira and the USD, as well as remittances into Nigeria. Then in the future, we're going to be branching out into other African countries as well. Our team consists of, as I mentioned earlier, Oluwafemi, who I think is with us right now. Then Oluwafemi is basically the blockchain developer. He has years of experience in blockchain development, and before he joined PiggyFi, before he started PiggyFi, Oluwafemi was the founder of a fintech startup which processed over $500,000 in customer savings and had more than 20,000 users. Joseph Emmanuel is a full stack developer. Bosse Mayube is our UI designer. While I, Paul Oladimeji, a product manager who helps with basically managing the whole project, building up the community, and trying to get our alpha to at least V1. So up next, I'm going to get Emmanuel, who is a full stack developer, to give a brief demo of the PiggyFi application so you can see how it actually works for the user.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Emmanuel?
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Hello? Okay, I can't seem to share my screen. I think I'm disabled from
just Paul, can you stop sharing?
All right.
I think you can now.
Okay, one sec. Can you see my screen?
No, not yet. Oh, there it is. Yes, now I can. Yep.
Okay, awesome. One sec, please. I'm trying to navigate to. Okay, yeah. So this is the version 1 for the PiggyFi platform. What we have here is what the customers or clients will see when they log into their PiggyFi app. And you can see the person can basically decide to fund their wallet. And what that means is that, like, depending on the country the person is, they might not have US dollars. So that's why we are relying on like cryptocurrencies like CUSD, stable currencies like CUSD to like make that happen. So when they click on fund wallet, what happens is they pick the amount they want to fund, say 2,000 naira. When they proceed to the next stage, they can, like, it tells them, oh, you're about to fund your wallet with 5,000. 5,000 is like the local currency for Nigeria, and it will tell them the equivalent in USD. That's about 878 USD. You click on confirm. So what this is it's showing them that they are about to like connect to a vendor. So the system will automatically connect them to like a vendor that can satisfy their order. And the vendor is supposed to like provide them with the dollar equivalent of that amount they are trying to fund. So if I want to fund my wallet with 5,000 naira, the vendor is going to provide me with like 8 USD to my wallet. So when they click proceed, it waits and I can transfer. So it shows me the account to transfer the money to locally. So I can transfer basically the 5,000 to the vendor locally. And once that is done, it takes me back to like my dashboard where my funding, my account has already been funded. And with that, I can basically fund my savings. You can pick how long you want to lock the fund with us for, and how much you want to lock with us. So what happens is on the back end, when you click proceed, it then locks the fund for like as long as you want it to be locked for, and you get like ROI, you get like interest rate based on that duration and settings that we've provided. I believe this is supposed to be like a quick brief demo. So I'll stop here and wait for questions.
Sorry. Yeah, you're ready. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's it. You're ready for questions?
Yeah.
Okay. I have one. I think I may, and forgive me, I'm not a technical person, and maybe I'm trying to sort of understand where Everscale fits into this.
Fem, do you want to take the question? Hello?
Anyone? Yeah. I guess I'm trying to understand. It's a fantastic presentation, a great idea, and it would benefit the African community greatly. I guess maybe it's just me. I'm kind of lost as to where Everscale, or formerly Freeton, fits into this.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes. Hi.
Okay,
How are
sorry,
you?
I was muted. I wanted to speak.
Yes,
You
please.
can go ahead.
Okay. All right. So the way our global P2P works is that we support like different blockchain. Like currently now, we only support like Celo and BUSD, right? In order to provide liquidity, we can provide liquidity in any stable currency, irrespective of the blockchain, right? So right now, we've only integrated Celo and Binance matching, which provide BUSD, right? So for Everscale, that's the same thing we are going to do. So the idea of the global P2P is like to power liquidity, like across Africa, and to accept remittance. So we are more concentrated about like, whatever blockchain that we are going to integrate, the cost of transaction and the speed in order to like perform the transactions also important. So because for P2P API, we're going to be offering it to other blockchain startup that needs to provide liquidity for their customer, right? So for any blockchain startup that wants to build on Everscale, and one of the reasons why, I'm not sure if Paul like expanded on that very well, that we are doing the global P2P platform is because in Africa, what we realize is one of the biggest barrier to entry for blockchain is because quite a number of people are struggling with the concept of understanding using MetaMask, trust wallets, gas fees, and all of those things, right? So one of the advantage of the global P2P API that we are building is that if a blockchain startup wants to build today and they want to accept like any token on Everscale as a form of payment, what our global P2P API can do is they can directly convert their fiat to that token, either stable currency or any like token on that blockchain, without having to go through the whole MetaMask, trust wallets, understanding of gas flow, right? So that is how Everscale fits into this project.
Okay, so basically, you're just using the platform as a back end.
I don't get a question, Corey.
You're using it as a back end because basically it's just a fast blockchain where you can make the transaction go by a lot quicker. Have you already implemented the Ever in your project?
No, not yet, because we are not done with building the P2P blockchain API. Once we are done, in order to add like a different blockchain is like going to be like easy. It's just to deploy the smart contract on the blockchain.
Okay, understood. All right, thank you very much. Do we have any more questions?
Just to mention as well, one of the reasons we're also looking to integrate other blockchains, including Everscale, is that because this API is being released to several companies, there might be other maybe partners of Everscale who are looking to integrate payments within Africa. And as a result of this, instead of them having to build their system end to end, they can actually plug into PiggyFi's API. And then with this P2P API, they can accept payments easily within Africa. So your partnerships with other companies can actually be much more effective within Africa for payments rather than having to start from scratch.
Mm-hmm. And they would be so it would be a conduit, like, but essentially it would be, because what we're doing is we're transferring money, right, through the blockchain. So if somebody owns Evers, ultimately what they are going to want to do is they're going to want to convert them into some sort of fiat currency, correct?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So okay, all right, thank you, I understand. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any more questions? Thank you very much. Please, is it Alawafemi? Is that right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I was so nervous about pronouncing your names. Alawafemi, Emmanuel, Joseph, thank you very much. Everybody, great presentation, I appreciate it. Let's see, let's go to, we have another competition winner. It's DeMeterGift. DeMeterGift, and I'm gonna quote this, is a fun and transparent auction for NFTs that focus on charities, which is, nothing's better than charity. Excellent. So we have Steve Tyson with us.
Yes, that's right.
Hi, Steve. Pleasure to have you. It's all yours. Take the mic.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Great. So hello, everybody. My name is Steve. I'm one of the people in the DeMeterGift team. DeMeterGift is a gift with a story. And when we did some research, we found that charities are very important in our society. They are the organizations that help things going on. They help like people that, for example, have like a lot of difficulties, but also very important research. And what we found in our research, also with charities, for example, in South Africa for HIV, they said that because of COVID-19, it's pretty difficult to really collect money in the right way and also to make it more fun. So that's also the reason why we started our research. We found like a couple of problems, and 4 major problems is that the process of the donations is not always very transparent. It's very difficult to make like a payment infrastructure. Donations create a lot of administration. And one of the last things is that because of COVID-19, at that time, it was very difficult also to start like events, like charity auctions events, to engage your donators. And that's the reason why we started DeMeterGift. And DeMeterGift uses the power of the blockchain infrastructure to create the most easy, transparent, and fun NFT charity auction on Web3. Because our thing is that we want to engage the donators, but also make it more fun and also create events for charities on their own platform. So a little bit in a nutshell, our protocol is that donators, they can make a wallet. So they can connect their wallet on the DeMeterGift. So we already connecting already a couple wallets. One of them is also like Everscale. What you can do is that people can donate NFTs to the charities, and people, they can bid on it. And that means that the highest bid, that money will go directly to the charity. So the great thing about this is that you have a better peer-to-peer system in a more fun way. And this money can go to the charity wallet directly. So there's not a lot of organizations in between. And this gives also a more transparent way, because we also know that, for example, like governments, but also pharmaceutical companies, sometimes they double the donations. And this is most of the time also like a tax-free donation. So that's also very interesting if you can make them more transparent for the governments. And when you want to buy as a charity, for example, like equipment, you can also show to your donators where you have to spend, where you've spent the money into it, because you can directly buy the equipment, for example, also with our protocol. So the next thing is that what we want to do is that with the NFT by donation. So if you donate a special NFT, you also can bid on it. And we also make our own NFTs, for example, for the HIV. So you can also see a couple of them here. So amazing things here. Donations it's a big thing, and we also saw that, like in the past, that's very powerful people that also donate a big amount. But we also see, for example, like events like Elton John that create like a whole event to collect money. And what we want to do in DeMeterGift is that we also making like an API that can be plugged in like, for example, like social media accounts. So that means that when you go to that event, you can donate directly, and then goes to that charity event, for example, like the auction event, which is very, very interesting. And maybe one thing in this time now is that we also see that we really want to help people directly. So you also see, for example, like in the big thing in this time, that we really want to support people in Ukraine. And we also saw that, for example, like 61,000 people also booked like an Airbnb stage to help these people directly. And on the other way, we also see that there's a lot of scammers behind there, that people, they want to scam people about the thing, which is really, really bad. So when we can make this more like accessible, but also more in a secure way, we can help people directly, and it also can help to protect a lot of people in this kind of way. So the next thing is that also we make it more accessible, for example, to also join children into there, because maybe they don't have money. But how cool is it if you can make your own NFT, for example, like an art or a song, you can upload it in our platform and people can bid on it. You are then a part of the whole ecosystem without spending any penny. And what we are doing here is that we're creating the bridge between the $471 billion charities, for example, in the US, in combination with already a $40 billion market about NFTs. And we are bridging these two major things in a fun and a more accessible way for charities. So what we can do, we can help the donors to make it transparent, give donation everywhere and anytime, also involve processes. We also can help society by also creating like new projects. It's because it's very, very accessible for everyone to start like a project. And on the other way, we can help charities to give them like a good payment infrastructure to start very nice events, and also get like money directly and help them to invest in an infrastructure. So our benefit is that what I said is that also organizations and pharma, they can, for example, double the amount. But the more interesting thing here is also that a lot of governments, they have like a tax-free donation. And if you can show with our system that you have done a donation, you can show directly to the tax organization that you have done this donation. So how cool is it if you can do directly your tax-free donation? So we have like a part of it. So we also are working now on several grants. And the great thing is that also we help already in contact with organizations that maybe can use our platform. And behind that, we won several big awards. And we also are going in some accelerators here to help and to scale our projects, which is really, really interesting. So a part of our demo, this is our video where we explain a little bit about how the DeMeterGift is going. We also changing our design. So this is the old design, but the new design is already live.
At first, we go to the website DemeterGift.com. When you're on the homepage, you can connect your Ever wallet. If you don't have an account, you can easily create an account to connect. When you're giving the permission, it will connect and show automatically your funds overview. When you want to create an auction event as a charity, you create an event by giving the title and date, Ever wallet address, amount goal, and the logo link. Also, there's an extra option to generate a plugin. After creating the event will be shown on the auction event page, where you can see all the events from the charities. Because you have selected the generating plugin, you will automatically get an HTML file as a plugin. Using this HTML file, the organizer can set up the event on their own website, where users can donate NFTs or CryptoPunks and bid on it. For each auction event, you can donate NFTs, CryptoPunks, or bid on one of the NFTs on the auction event page. So when we donate an NFT, we have to fill in all the fields. When this is done, the smart contract is created. This means that the NFT is donated to the charity auction event. The great thing is that because of the plugin, all the donations and bids can be shown directly on the website from the charity. For bidding, you can only place a bid if it's higher than the current bid. So when you bid, it'll make connection with the Ever wallet. When the bid is higher than the current bid, your bid will be accepted and shown on the page. Because we're a big fan of CryptoPunk, we created a special way to donate CryptoPunk directly to the charity auction event, which works the same way as donating another NFT. When the event is finished and you have placed the highest bid, the smart contract will then be executed automatically. So this means that the charity receives the amount and you, the wonderful NFT. Besides that, you can easily pair and swap tokens. Would you like?
Yeah, so here you can see a little bit how we integrate it. And what I also want to say is that because of our plugin, we also can help a charity organization to directly start an event on their own website because of our plugin. And at the moment, we are with 5 people across over the Netherlands, Germany, and Bangladesh. And my background is also that I have a startup in healthcare, where we also raised over 500,000 in non-dilutive funding with grants. And we also see that this can have like a huge opportunity, especially in this time. So, well, thank you for your time.
Sorry, couldn't unmute my microphone. Thank you very much, Steve. That's very interesting. I have a question. I have a couple. Yes. So it's kind of like a change.org with something that's actually actionable, not just baloney where people just sign stuff and it doesn't mean anything. But here you can actually donate something. But I do have this question. So if I do, so I can create an NFT, I donate that NFT to a charity of my choice. Could that possibly be construed as a security?
In what sense?
In that it's an NFT, but what I'm really doing is I'm making a donation, right? Now the charity aspect of it might negate the security aspect of it, but the securities aspect of it. But here, really, it is. We're talking about like anybody looking at it from a regulatory point of view might look at it and say, okay, well, they're donating money, right?
Yeah.
So what would be like? Do you know how? Have you researched the legislation behind something like that? How a regulatory body would look at it?
Yeah, I think that's a good question, but I think that's like for all the blockchain projects. For example, in the Netherlands, they close a lot of blockchains, but if we see, for example, in Wyoming, in the US, they're also changing the regulatory laws in there. So I think we are like in an industry that is changing really, really rapidly. I also have context there. But yeah, I think it's a good question. I think the most important thing is that we know that, for example, a lot of donations are not traceable. So we don't know, for example, where the money is going through. So I think this is a big advantage. And for example, also like in politics, where a lot of people want to support their own party. How cool is it if you can make them more transparent? is to make it more accessible for everyone. If you don't have money, you can donate your own NFT, for example, with your creativity, and that is our goal. But for sure, yeah, all this regulatory is something where a lot of things in there, but we also know that chicken and the egg all the time.
Yeah, and maybe even yeah, and because it could potentially, any NFT could potentially rise in value. It could. Oh, so okay, you answered my question. Yeah, absolutely. Does anybody else have questions for Steve? Ben?
Hey, Steve. Yeah, really great product, buddy. I really like it. Very simple question. Do you have a website at all? Am I missing it? I was just Googling, but
I didn't find one
Demeter-
either. I didn't find one either.
Demeter is it's an old goddess
Yeah,
of
yeah,
gifting or something. So yeah,
it's
thrown up quite a lot.
DemeterGift, I believe. It's DemeterGift, and I also have.
DemeterGift.com. It's DemeterGift.com. And actually, we also bought the new domain name, DemeterGiftCoin.com, because we're also looking into start our own coin in 2024, something which we are now in negotiation with a lot of parties that are helping us with good advice. But the website is DemeterGift.com.
Well, you can do that on Everscale now. You can do that right now.
I have to say that the DemeterGift.com is now some wallets are accessible, but we have to say we did some pilots. So Everscale was a pilot, but we also did some pilots with other wallets. And what we're doing now in the coming month is to integrate all these wallets together. Yeah. So it's like upping and running all the time.
Understood.
Okay. Yeah, and you said you were working with a couple of groups like cryptochiks, was it?
Yeah, exactly. So we also like get approval to go in a cryptochiks accelerator, which is really, really cool, because we think also we need more women in the technology. And for example, like we have more 50% of our team is women. It's unfortunately Shivashni cannot join today, but yeah, so we also in that part. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any more questions for Steve? All right. All right. Before we get to YouTube questions, we're going to go right to our final segment. All right. I have, like always, Ben, I got to read it. Okay. So it's
drum roll, please.
Yeah. Our bombastic British bullhorn, Everscale's UK brother like no other. None other than Ben himself. Smack us upside the head with your bits, buddy.
That's a very visual image.
And put your hand down.
Second to enjoy that.
And put your hand down, by the way.
It's more fun smacking you upside the head with my bits while I've got my hands up.
Yeah.
yeah. It's a bit long-winded there. Right, bits for you guys. Right, so straight into it. There have been a few cool updates on Surf this week, one of which I really liked, which I tested out yesterday. You can now kind of basically directly get gift cards for over 5,000 different vendors through Surf with your Ever. And again, as kind of some of those issues Ron was touching on, it kind of it's a nice way to keep the Ever in the ecosystem whilst also keep it flowing. And I think it's a really good initiative. Obviously, they're in beta phase at the minute, but do test it out. There was an announcement on the news channel yesterday. It's a very cool way to save up for some Christmas presents as well, I think. That might be what I'd be looking at it for. Next up, we also had one of the DeFi Alliance members was interviewed in Forbes, or had a couple of comments in there, no less. So that's definitely some really good publicity there, guys. Well done on that. The Indian sub-governance, the Community Voice sub-governance, and a couple of the other sub-governances which are kind of winding down activities have returned some of the funds they had remaining to the Giver account over the past couple of days, which is really good thing, obviously. So, you know, kind of out with the old, in with the new, moving on with the initiatives. Speaking of new initiatives, I really like this one, scouting grants. So, basically, if you've seen the Everscale Grants program, well, you might think, oh, damn, I don't have a startup myself, but I do know someone who does. Well, now you can get paid just for kind of introducing them. You know, you do that little golden handshake thing, and there's you know, an incentive available for you. So what are you waiting for? Brilliant. And last but not least on my list, of course, I was going to read a little something, but I might actually just share a quick little clip. I managed to find one clip from this week's Nevermind the Shitcoins, which I don't think is X-rated at all. So, share sound, and here we go. Can I get a little thumbs up or something? Can we all see that?
Yep.
Yeah, aces, and hopefully we'll be able to hear it as well. Given my track record, though, we'll wait and see.
That's
Not
such
take
a
the
good
photo?
idea, though. That old
It is, I
DVD
love-
thing where you watch it and then you're like, just touch the corner. Just touch the corner. I'm waiting. It's been 5 minutes. I'm still here.
You're betting on which corner it's going to be, yeah.
That's
There we go. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That was the only G-rated part of it.
That was pretty much out of 33 minutes of recording, about the only 20-second individualized joke I could find, which wasn't mentioning something slightly inappropriate for a lunchtime work meeting. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun, and we covered so much news. I realised, like, if you feel like there was anything in kind of February, the first couple of days of March that you missed in the crypto news, yeah, catch it up. 33 minutes. You'll a few jokes, few laughs. Going back to what Steve said, we had a good cryptochik representation with Amy and Dion playing against Eugene. Who didn't do too good of a job of representing us men out there, but you know, I'll let him off because it's Eugene and we love Eugene. So yeah, if you haven't left a review or you know all that kind of stuff, anything you can do really helps. And yeah, thank you everyone. That's my bits for this week.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you very much. Ramon has his hand raised. Ramon, I think you did have a quick thing that you wanted to tell everybody, right?
Yeah, exactly. I just want to make a short announcement that we launched the form, Everscale community feedback form, that everyone can report about bugs, about the current problem in the ecosystem. You can suggest your marketing offer or any help you want, or you can find a job in the companies in ecosystem. Just fill this form. This announcement was posted on the Everscale news channel, and it will be reposted every single week. So you're welcome to any your feedback. Thanks.
Thank you, Ramon. You heard him. All right. Well, we have 2 questions on YouTube, and technically one of them's been answered, but I'll voice it just for the sake of this call. What about the Freeland passport, NFT and Everscale blockchain? I believe that was addressed very clearly by Dadar. And the second is, there are NFTs on sale on Grand Bazaar. Is it possible to have some more information? I don't believe we have anybody on the call from Grand Bazaar here, but I guarantee that they will watch this video and they will respond. If you need, you can DM me directly, and I'll write here at Yos23. Just DM me and I'll get you in touch with the right people. So that's it. Any more questions? Any more comments?
Just a question to Roman D about an issue. I'm still blocked onto the Russian Everscale community just because I tried to share links to the Freeland. So
happened to me too.
Yeah, just PM me in the chat, and I'll unblock you because there are a lot of spammers, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah,
thanks.
It's happened to me too. Even I've been blocked before. It happens. Yep. Everybody, thank you so very much for coming. Excellent presentations, very interesting and global. I love global. The more the merrier. And I guess as per my usual, have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you back here on Tuesday, same time next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.